Hey guys, this is Haxelpik here, and this is Pathfinder Character Creation, Episode 2. And last time we did class, skills, race, and ability modifiers and ability scores. I'm going to touch a little bit more on skills because I want to clarify a couple things. And I did goof one time on this, and I'll get to alignment and also feats in this episode. So, what you need to know about what I messed up on. Hold on, I'll get a pencil so I can point it to you. Right here, I goofed on my wisdom. For wisdom, I accidentally forgot to go back to my race and put in a +2 to my score. So I had my wisdom at 13, so I had to bump it up to 15 because humans get a +2 to 1 ability score. I goofed on that. It's pretty easy to do, especially if you're new. So then I got a little guy. He's shrugging. What is this? What does the alignment mean? So I'm going to explain alignment. Alignment is basically, well, you have a bunch of different types of alignment, but alignment is like how your character acts. So if he acts, if he frequently disobeys the law, he would be chaotic. Or if he's just like sporadically doing things, he'd be chaotic. If he's frequently obeying the law, he'd be lawful. And hold on, let me go to Chapter 7 in additional rules in the core rule book, because you're going to need the core rule book. And if you haven't watched my first video, go ahead and go there now. But additional rules, Chapter 7, page 166. It's the alignment. So let me show you this. It'll show you a little chart. And you can be lawful, neutral, chaotic are the three on that axis, on the x-axis, and the three on the y-axis are good, neutral, and evil. And you can have any combination. You can have, I'll just read them all off. Lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. So all these is just you have to have one of these or just neutral, and just make sure you stick to how your character would act. Usually, I generally tend to pick alignment while I do my race and class, and yeah, so that's alignment. The thing I wanted to say about skills, I'm not sure if I said this in the last video, but it's the most important thing. Just stick to your character. If anything else, when creating your character, just stick to what you think they'll do. You can go off your skills to actually build your backstory around your skills, but I tend to do skills, or to do my backstory and then build my skills around my backstory more often than I build my backstory around my skills. So just something to think about. And then we'll move on. And we'll move on to something I didn't say in the introduction. We're going to show initiative. Initiative in game is important because the game master, or the dungeon master, whichever you want to call them, takes the initiative, and that's how they figure out how or who goes first in combat. Now your initiative bonus is just added to your initiative roll. Your initiative roll is usually you just roll everybody rolls a d20, and that's your initiative, but your bonus gives you a good advantage. All you have to do your initiative is to take your dexterity modifier and whatever other special abilities you have, and then total it up. So my dexterity modifier right now is +2, and I can't write upside down, sorry. So +2, and I don't believe I have any, right now I don't have any miscellaneous modifiers. So my total initiative bonus is 2. So that's initiative, and that's pretty simple, and we'll move on to feats. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about feats. Okay, not that kind of feats. A different kind of feats. The F-E-A-T spelling of feats. Let me zoom out a little. Okay, so feats are anything your character is especially good at beyond skills. And there are many, many feats that you can choose from, as you can see. It's found in Chapter 5, Feats, is what the chapter name is. And there's a big, gigantic table starting on page 114, and then ending on 117. In that table, I generally, I bookmarked just for convenience, which I would advise you do. And then there's deeper descriptions in the rest of the chapter of all of the feats. But I gave you a basic description of feats. As I said with skills, just stick to what you think your character would do. Just a quick thing to understand about feats. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you may need a little bit of an explanation. Feats is the name of the feat, and then you have a prerequisite, which means you have to have something in order to get that feat. If you don't have the prerequisite, then you cannot get that feat. And then you have, what does that word say? Benefits, and that's just what the feat does for you. Yeah, sorry, I can't read upside down. When you go to combat, there are several feats you need to perform certain combat maneuvers effectively, but they're not really common, super common combat maneuvers. But just something to think about. And that's it for feats. And the final thing we're going to be looking at in this fairly short episode is hit points or health points and DR or dice roll. And what you do to get your hit points is you take your class die, roll your class die, and then add your constitution modifier. So for my character, it would be a 10-sided die and a +3. So if I rolled the highest I could roll, I would have 13 health to start off. And every level, you roll that again to get more and more health points. And your DR is just your dice roll in your class. And you don't use that unless you're a monk generally, or you have the a feat that says you don't get a penalty for using fists. I'm not sure if they have that, but that's that, and I'll just generate it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you write health points and your dice roll. Wounds and current HP is just how much. You can do it either way. You can either do wounds to say that number subtracts from your total health points, or just write your total health points down there, taking off the damage from what you took. Also, I made a house rule to where if you roll a 1 on your first health roll, then you can re-roll. A 2 is pretty bad, but I wouldn't really re-roll it if you get at least a 3 or above. I generally just keep it if I get a 2, because it's not very hard to get from a level 1 to a level 2. So, And that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. And this has been Haxelpik signing off.